Welcome to the first episode of Making Messes. I'm Jamie Harwood and welcome to my craft space. My hope for this series is for me to be able to show you all of the different crafts that I love to do and walk you through those so that you can see just how easy crafting can be. I have been a lifelong crafter, and let me tell you, during this pandemic, crafting has taken on a whole new importance to me. For this first episode, we're going to be doing a Cricut project where I teach you how to use removable vinyl to basically create an accent wall in one of your rooms. This will kind of look like wallpaper by the time we're done with it, and so I really hope that you enjoy this project. This project is particularly exciting and special to me because the room that we're going to be working in is the nursery for our grandchild who is due sometime this fall. So let's go to the Cricut and get started. Space, which is where we will start this project for cutting the dinosaurs that will be used for the nursery wall. I have hit new up here in the left-hand corner, which gives us a blank canvas to work with. I already have the dinosaur SVG uploaded, so I just want to go hit my upload button. It's going to take me to my images, which I'm going to insert. Should have the Brontosaurus pop up here. Now we decided that about an 8-inch wide dinosaur would be the best, so he is a little bit larger here. Remember, we're working with a 12 by 12 piece of vinyl, and so I'm going to press down on this sizing button, and that will take him to the size I want him to be. So here he is just at 8 inches wide. Now I could just go ahead and cut this with just one Brontosaurus on here, but that's going to waste an awful lot of vinyl. And so what I want to do is add as many as I can. So I'm going to see if I can fit 4 on here. So I'm going to click on the Brontosaurus, and I'm going to come up here and hit duplicate 3 times. That gives me 4 dinosaurs to work with. I'm going to separate them out just by clicking and moving them. Now obviously if I just tried to set them side by side, I'm going to be well past my 12-inch mark here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this dinosaur and I'm going to rotate him. There's a rotate button up at the top right-hand corner. He's maybe a little too far, so I'm going to rotate him back a little bit. Then I'm going to go ahead and take this dinosaur and try to fit him in there. Now another thing we wanted to do is not have the dinosaurs all facing the same direction. So while I have him selected by clicking on him, I can come up here to the flip option and flip him horizontally, which will make him face the other direction. So now that I have him here, I'm going to slide him over as close as I can. You can see here's the 12-inch line. I'm within that, so that's perfect. Now I want to go ahead and flip this one as well, doing it the exact same way, flipping him horizontally. Let's see what we can kind of do to make these work a little more. I'm going to see if maybe if I rotate him down this direction, if I can kind of slide him in and make sure I'm past the 12-inch mark. So I am. I'm right on the inside of it, so that one will be good. Now what to do with this dinosaur? Well, he's doing fine down here. He fits right here. This is the 12-inch line, so he's just fine. We could even maybe move this one down just a tad. So they're all within the 12 by 12 space that we're working with. Now, because I want them to come out on the canvas exactly like I've placed them, I'm going to select them all. And the way I do that is I just click and drag this down so I'm touching all 4 of them. And then I'm going to come down here and hit the attach button. That's going to attach them all so they show up on the same canvas. Otherwise, the program may try to put them on different canvases, even though that's not what I want it to do. So now that we have them all on here where we want them, we've attached them, we're going to come up here and we're going to hit Make It. And as you can see, it is exactly how we had it on our canvas. They're all within the red lines, which designate the 12 by 12 area, so we're good to go there. So we're going to hit Continue. After we've clicked Continue, it brings us to this screen, which allows us to set the base material. For this project, we're using a matte vinyl that happens to be removable as well. So we're going to click that, and then it's going to tell us what blade we need. For this project, we need the fine point blade, which is the one I use for almost all of my projects, so it's already in the Cricut machine. And then it tells us to load the mat and press the load and unload button. Let's head to the Cricut and we will start loading the vinyl in so that we can cut the dinosaurs. Okay, we are ready to feed the vinyl through the Cricut. They have picked a really nice matte gray, which will go great against the darker gray accent wall. So we're going to load this in, and then we're going to hit the go button and it will begin cutting our dinosaurs. Okay, these dinosaurs are all cut and we're going to remove them from the Cricut. And we will begin to weed some dinosaurs. Okay, so I have cut the dinosaurs apart into each individual dinosaur. And we're going to begin to weed these. What you're going to need is some sort of weeding tool. There are a variety that you can use. The pick is the one that I use the most, that I am most comfortable with. And so we will begin weeding. I think I will start with the brontosaurus. I know it's hard for you to see the cut lines, so I'm just going to begin weeding. And this will weed off everything around the outline of the brontosaurus, leaving the brontosaurus shape. I'll turn them this way so you can see them. Now I can go in and take out the middle parts that kind of create the geometric look for this dinosaur. Oops. A lot of times I just stick it to my desk until we're done. And when we originally had made these much smaller, the weeding was a little more difficult just because the interior spaces that we're weeding out were so tiny, and that made it a little difficult in the long run. There are still some pretty small ones, like this part of his little head, but not too bad. So we're going to go through and continue taking out all of the interior pieces of vinyl. I will fast forward through this part for you so you don't get too terribly bored. So there is our first dinosaur, the Brontosaurus. I'm going to set him aside and I'm going to go and weed the Stegosaurus and the Triceratops. So all three dinosaurs are now weeded. If you remember when we uploaded these, there was also a T-Rex that needs to be added into the mix. Plus we're gonna need a lot more dinosaurs in order to create this accent wall. So I will go cut the rest of the dinosaurs, get them all weeded, and then I will meet you in the nursery. So welcome to the nursery. This is the wall that we're gonna be placing the dinosaurs on. And so we will get started with that. First, I'm going to show you how to get the dinosaurs off of the backing onto the transfer paper so that we can then transfer it to the wall. Okay, so this is the T-Rex that we need to get from the backing onto the transfer paper. I've taken the transfer paper that I'm using. This is just contact paper that I get at Target or Walgreens, and usually is used for like cabinets or drawers in the kitchen. I placed it over the top. I've used my scraper to scrape over the design. Now we're just going to hope that he lifts off right onto the transfer paper. His little tiny arms. Got a leg that's being a little stubborn. We kind of come in and use the edge of our nail to make sure it's adhering. And there, he's on the transfer paper that we will then use to place it onto the wall. Okay, so we're ready to put some of the dinosaurs up, and we are just going to kind of reverse the process that we used to get them on the backing paper. We're going to place it wherever we want it to be. We're going to smooth down with our hands again. Use the scraper as well to make sure it adheres well to the wall. And we're going to slowly peel it back, making sure that it is adhered to the wall. Sometimes it's best to be kind of slow with this process. Just to make sure it's all adhering correctly. Tempting when you get towards the end of the design to just kind of yank it off, but I suggest going slow all the way through. Just for that reason, that little foot just lifted right up. This way we can pull it down. I'm going to come in with my fingers and make sure that it's all pressed down. How's it look? Let's add 2 more. Here we have the Brontosaurus. We're going to put him down this direction using the exact same process. Turn the camera a little bit so you can see maybe a little bit better. Smooth it down with my hands first. And then the scraper. Scrape all of those edges. Going to peel away the transfer paper. Again, moving really, really slow because we want to make sure that we don't have any of the parts stuck to the transfer tape. It down almost to where the transfer tape is in half is called the hinge method. It's easier to remove things in this way than if you were to pull it out straight this way. If you do it that way, you're probably going to lift it off the wall. Whereas using this hinge method moves it off just a little bit at a time. There we go. That's our second one. Let's get one more up here. Still like a Stegosaurus. I think we will put him. I think maybe, yeah, let's go ahead and see if we can move the camera up a little bit. We'll place him about right here. Again, I'm going to smooth them out with my fingers. And come in with my scraper. Now this is removable vinyl. So in a few years, if they want to change out the nursery, it's very easy to do. Again, we're just going to fold it down. Pull it away gently. And there's our third dinosaur. Those are adorable. So I think what I'll do now is I will finish this up and let you see the finished project. Look, it's a wall full of dinosaurs. I think it turned out great, it's adorable, and it's perfect for this nursery. And because it's all removable vinyl, in a couple of years, if they decide they want to redo it, they just have to peel off the vinyl, cut out a new design, put it on the wall, and it's like a whole brand new room. So I guess now all we have to do is wait for the baby. Now that we've finished the accent wall in the nursery, what do you think? I think it turned out absolutely adorable. And how easy is it going to be in a couple of years to change that out to anything she may want? Thank you so much for joining us here on this first episode of Making Messes. I hope to have many more, and I hope that you'll join me for those. So until next time, go out and make some messes of your own. Be safe, be well.